Good morning everyone. So till now we have discussed in chapter separation of substances that what is mixture, what are the different components of mixture, what are the types of mixture. In the last video we have discussed how can we separate a solid from a solid mixture and what are the different methods that are involved in this process. Now in this video we will discuss about that how we can separate insoluble solid from liquid. Now first thing is that what is the meaning of insoluble? Well, insoluble are those substances which do not get dissolved in liquid. That means they settle down at the bottom of liquid if they are heavier than the liquid, or they may float over the surface of water. Now, how we can separate these insoluble solid from liquid? So there are three methods with the help of which we can separate insoluble solid from liquids. The first method is sedimentation. Now what is sedimentation? Sedimentation means when insoluble substances that are heavier than the liquid are separated by sedimentation. Now in the method of sedimentation, I will explain this by giving you one example. For example, there is one beaker. Okay, suppose in this beaker first we will take water. Now let us add sand in this water. Now what will happen if we add sand in the water? Well, if we just keep it undisturbed for 10 to 15 minutes, whole of the sand it will settle down at the bottom. So the sand which is settled down at the bottom of the beaker is known as sediment. And the process in which this insoluble sand settle down at the bottom of mixture is known as sedimentation. Now next method is decantation. Now what is decantation? Decantation, it is the process of pouring out the liquid without disturbing the sediment. As I have already discussed that how we can separate sand or how this process usually carried out. In this, as sand which is settled down at the bottom of the mixture is said to be sediment. Now what is left on the upper side of the beaker? Well, this is water. So the water which is present here, if we pour out the water, this clear water, in another beaker, then that said to be process of decantation. Now next, move on to the next method, that is filtration. Now filtration, it can be applied in both the condition. Condition number one, if the insoluble solid, if it is heavier than the liquid, it will settle down at the bottom. Or if the insoluble solid, if it is not heavier, if it is light and it will float over the surface of water. So in both the conditions we can use filtration. So now what is filtration? It is the process by which two substances, generally the two substances are an insoluble solid and a liquid. They are separated by passing the mixture through the filtering device. Here the filtering device, it can be, we can take filtering device as a filter paper, or we can take muslin cloth as a filter paper. So when we pass the mixture through the filter paper or through the muslin cloth, what will happen? The insoluble solid which is bigger in the size, it will remain on the filter paper, and the liquid or the soluble part, it will just come down. So this is all about the methods which are generally used for the separation of insoluble solid from liquid.